Hey guys, welcome to another one of my WandaVision analysis breakdown video things. But once again, unless you want to be spoiled or don't care about spoilers, you might want to watch episode 6 first, otherwise, let's jump right into it. Alright, so my prediction since the release of the first WandaVision trailer was that Wanda was going to be doing some kind of reverse House of M thing. Instead of saying no more mutants and removing powers from almost every mutant in existence, she would be creating mutants instead, bestowing powers amongst our fellow humans. So how is she going to be giving out powers? Well, because at the end of the episode, this happened. In this particular scene, all of the SWORD agents who are analyzing the Westview anomaly are now inside of Wanda's hex, and have turned into clowns, but not only that, it looks like their genetic codes have also been changed. Earlier in the episode, Darcy tells Monica that the hex has rewritten her cells on the molecular level, and that it's changing her. For those who don't know, in the comics, Monica Rambeau isn't an agent of SWORD, but she's the superhero known as Photon. So in the comics, Photon gains her powers after she gets hit by some extra dimensional energy. I'll assume that Wanda's hex is the MCU equivalent to what gives Monica her powers to be Photon. So with her genetic code changing, does that make Monica a mutant? No, it doesn't. If our assumption is correct, in that now she has powers and superhuman abilities because of the hex, she is technically a metahuman, or a mutate to be exact, not necessarily a mutant. Think of it on the lines of like Spider-Man, Hulk, Daredevil, or the Fantastic Four. All these characters developed their powers after they were exposed to some outside stimuli or energies, like Peter with his radioactive spider bite, or Marvel's first family with cosmic rays. In Marvel, what is defined as a mutant is someone who possesses a genetic trait called the X gene. Basically, anyone who gains superhuman powers by just living, and not through any outside forces, is a mutant. In other words, mutants were just born with powers. So the concept of mutants was actually created by Stan Lee in a means to write in a bunch of superheroes in their comics without having to come up with any new and unique origin stories. Think of it as a lazy way of making cool characters. That way if somebody asks, wait, how did so-and-so get these amazing powers? Marvel could just go, they were born with it. Luckily for us, while each mutant character in Marvel didn't have their own unique origin stories on how they got their powers, we did end up getting a more collective origin story on the mutant race, which I think is even better. But enough with that comic book aside, let's get back into talking about WandaVision. Okay, with all that said, everyone who got thrown into the hex aren't actually mutants, but mutates, right? So does that make my prediction wrong? Well, sure, kind of, but Wanda did create her children, Billy and Tommy, and they definitely have powers as shown on the recent episode, so I do think her kids are mutants, if they end up being real, of course. My theory still stands in that Wanda will be the cause of the mutant population in the MCU. While the residents of Westview, the SWORD agents including Darcy, are now being sucked into Wanda's spell and might be getting their own cells rewritten on the molecular level, I'm going to guess that some of these people already have the X gene written in their DNA and Wanda is just merely waking it up. We now know that Wanda is much stronger in the MCU as she's ever been, and seeing that she can just expand her hex on a whim, I'm going to predict that by the end of the season, that hex is going to somehow affect a large number of people all over the world, and maybe awaken the X gene in some selected amount of humans, and boom, we get the mutants. Of course, that's just a theory. A mutant theory. But anyways, yeah. Also, did you guys catch that Kick-Ass reference?
How about your little copy help you maximize your candy acquisition, huh?
Yeah, kick-ass.
I feel the need.
Force me. Ow! Kick-ass.
So for those who don't know, both Quicksilver actors, Evan Peters and Aaron Taylor Johnson, were both in the movie Kick-Ass. I just think that was hilarious if you guys caught that. Anyways, what do you guys think is going to happen in the next episode? Do you guys think my theory is correct? Or do you guys think the people who are getting sucked into the hex are actually now mutants? Let me know in the comment section below.